So after 8 days of waiting, and that's 8 business days, not including the weekends, the TEMU knife, which was supposed to be here within 4 days, has just arrived. So let's check it out, shall we? Right here on the Sharpest Edge. You got the sharpest edges. What is up, knife community? This is Blade Love coming at you from the Sharpest Edge, and you are with me in the man cave. What a long wait. I mean, it for a warehouse that's supposed to be in California, 8 days, not including the weekends, was just an incredibly long time. But nonetheless, it had arrived, wrapped in just this simple trash bag looking thing. The box was a little beat, but who cares? No big deal. Interesting. The stamping on the sticker there. And I have to laugh because this knife I was actually pointed towards from a subscriber because they're a big Chris Reeve collector. I collect a few Chris Reeve knives myself, but this has to take the cake. So I open the box. It's got the sticker, the Support the Troops sticker, the guarantee, the warranty card, the Care Notes card, it's, if I did not know this came from TEMU, it almost exactly resembles everything so far. Now we're going to open up the knife. Even the knife sheath. Let's see what we got here. Wow. Incredibly detailed, like the real Chris Reeve knife. Let's take a moment to check out the pictorial musical montage. So for those familiar with Chris Reeve knives, this is a decent copy of the beret, the green beret, and there are several differences in the clone versus the original. First of all, the clone has what appears to be a G10 handle, and the green beret is a canvas micarta handle. The blade is black Cerakote on the original. This is sort of like a grayish, some kind of coating. The identification markings of the blade are not nicely and perfectly placed in like a Chris Reeves is normally, and the rivets to the handles protrude a little bit instead of being level or slightly sunken in. So those are just a few of the things that I've noticed. So you Chris Reeve knife lovers out there, take a look at the clone and tell me what you think and what the differences are as well. I picked out just a few. There are more. The sheath is pretty good. Really, the sheaths are probably made at the same place, but I do notice that the nylon is a little lighter in this sheath, so that's another issue. So, but for a beater knife, this ain't bad. But again, one of the things that irritates me the most is if you're gonna make a clone knife, do it on your own merit. Change a few things. Don't try to put another company's name on it, because what really worries me about this stuff is, and I know there's a lot of great dealers out there, but there's a lot of crooked dealers out there that sell counterfeit knives as the authentic ones, and an untrained eye would not be able to tell the difference between the original Chris Reeves and the counterfeit, because they'd be so excited. And I understand you got to do your research, but if you go to shows, gun shows or whatever show, flea markets and whatnot, if you don't know what you're getting, bring someone who does. Bring someone who's really into knives. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It's hard for me when folks come to me and ask questions, sending me pictures of knives. I really need to hold the knife to feel the weight, to look at it, to really get a close-up view of it. A lot of my friends who purchased high-end knives had me along, and I caught a few counterfeit knives out there being sold as genuine, and mostly those were Cold Steel, Spyderco, ZT, but I'm telling you, these replicator companies are getting good. And I will keep bringing this to the attention of the knife community. And hopefully, if I just stop one person from spending $375 for one of these blades versus the authentic, it'll be well worth the time I spent in this video. So that's it for this video. I'll be right back with a few final thoughts. So there's really three kinds of people that exist in the market for these knives. People who love these knives, people who hate these knives, and people who appreciate these knives but see the danger inherent with these knives. And what I mean by that is basically the possibility of serious damage to reputation, to business reputation. Far be it a business owner might see these knives and say, oh wow, Chris Reeves for such money, and spend a whole bunch of money at a gun show to buy it from another dealer. That dealer either knowing or not knowing they're real, which I've seen both types, and then circulating them out there, and the poor end user fills out the warranty information and sends it into Chris Reeves, and when it's time to kick on the warranty, sends the knife in and they send it back saying this isn't one of ours. And what do you mean? I paid $375 for it. And then Chris Reeve takes the hit for it. I don't know how they could, but still they would take the hit for it, from the customer base. It's just all around not a great thing. I have no issue with companies that make clone knives. Okay? Clone knives. These are, knives that are similar to the design, but don't have the company's original name or model number, or even try to replicate the whole part of the business. To me, that's open and fronted fraud, and it's just disgusting to me. And I will keep bringing this to the attention of the knife community, and I want to thank my subscriber for pointing this out, because that was an incredible. I don't even want to use clone. It's a replicant. It's down to the finest details with just a few differences, but the markings on the blade, even stating it's from the United States, the CPM magnet cut, everything just like Chris Reeves' Green Beret. It just really gets to me. If you're gonna take a design, make it your own, modify it, it's still going to be from an original design. Give that designer credit and say, this is a modified design that I modified from this, and this is why it's different, this is how it's different. And that I respect much more than copycats or these replicators, and it just drives me crazy. But just one of those days. Anyway, this has been Blade Love from the Sharpest Edge. Once again, I thank everyone for joining me here at the Man Cave. And always remember, be good to yourself, and especially during these times, these troubled times as we get closer to November, be good to one another. Take care, everyone. Out for now. You got the sharpest edges.